I didn't remind everybody of the poll result of the poll last week, or last segment, but let's see how it wound up. That's my bad. I didn't goose you to vote further, but 62% of you say, and don't listen basketball guys, they say 62% say, hey, football rules in the fall. And about 30% said, well, football has failed, so now I'm on to hoops. And there's about 9% who say, what are you talking about, football?
Well,
November is basketball. Thanks for voting.
I apologize for bringing Isaac and I on. You've lost 60% of your audience.
Yeah, you guys did a good job. All right. Isiah, Tennessee entered the season ranked number 18 in the nation. Pundits don't think this team will have the upside of Rick Barnes' last three teams. Think they'll be good, but not to that level that Tennessee got to the last few years. If you're looking at the minimums over the last 3 years, you're talking, and this is pretty impressive, 25 wins, minimum 11 SEC wins, minimum Sweet 16. So I ask you, does this team, in your opinion, have the upside of the last three Tennessee teams to do all those things?
Every one of them is tough. I think the 25 is real tough. I mean, if you're counting SEC tournament, I do think they'll win a couple. Okay, they can do them all. I think they can be a Sweet 16 team. I won't say easily, and I'm going by, what we do know. We know Rick Barnes, right?
Yeah.
So we know talent. We see the talent. We know the coach. He's doing it year in, year out. So I believe we'll get there. Now, we do have to get better, but everybody's fighting the same situation. NIL, bunch of new players, got to jail. So if anybody can get them to jail, it's Rick. And we do have the talent. So, I believe they can do that.
Yeah, the hard thing for me is I always go into these years, the last couple of years, go, man, he's got a tough row, putting all these guys together, figuring out the rotation's going to be, getting them to gel. But because the transfer portal, everyone's doing that. Yeah. It's not just you. Everybody's going through that same thing. Mark, you mentioned coming out of the Duke game, feeling a little bit better about it. People looked at it and said, we should win. National pundits didn't think you should win. Yeah. You came out of it feeling a little better. Those are high expectations. Do you think Tennessee can approach those numbers this year?
Back to the comment that you just made about putting all these pieces together. One thing that we have had is the knowing of Zakai and Meshack. Those have been cornerstones in the Barnes system and the culture, most importantly, that have been with you for 4 years, and we don't have that. So I think it is a little bit different this year. But what I get excited about is, yes, there's questions about three-point shooting, and I think that's the biggest hindrance for us to make a Sweet 16 run, and it's been one of the biggest reasons why we've not been able to make a run is because of offensively. Like, look what happened against Houston. But one thing that gives me hope is I think that this team has a different level of depth than previous Barnes teams. You look at the minutes that guys are playing. I know it was a blowout, but you look at the minutes. Zakai, even in a game like yesterday, Zakai was playing 30-plus minutes last year.
Right,
And now this year you've got Jakobi's playing 26, Nate's playing 23. And that just shows that Barnes has, yes, he's still trying to figure out rotation, but I think he likes his depth a little bit more, especially on the interior, like Tyler mentioned on the previous segment. So I think the depth gives us a chance to have better legs come the end, which gives us a chance to be – we're going to be dominant on one side of the ball defensively. And interior, we may not be as good on the perimeter defending, but when you got the bodies inside to contest on the interior to block shots, and even if guys get in foul trouble, the next guys can come in, I think we've got a chance to do all three of them.
Okay, very good. Will West.
Can, yes. Will, no. I think they'll be a slight step behind. I think that most of the pundits and the voters probably have this about right. I think this is a 23-win team or so. Maybe they can get – I agree with Isiah. It's 25 is the toughest part. That's really, really difficult, especially building a new team like this. I also get concerned. I don't know where your floor spacers are coming from. Who's been able to knock down the outside shot? Because it seems like even your perimeter players like to drive the lane a little more than they like to take that jump shot. So I don't know where that's coming from, and you're going to face those teams that play 5 out, that run you up and down the floor, and I don't know where the bodies are going to come from with that many guys on the interior. So because of that, I'll say slightly below, but they can get there, especially if Nate ends up really being – a lot of times the top 3-4 picks, one of them will average 19 and the rest will average 9 to 11 points a game. If Nate's able to be that guy that gives you 15+, well, that's a game changer.
Well, and I just want to – because I know Tyler was talking about is last year we were talking about we shoot too many threes, right? We're jacking it up. We got to get the ball inside, so we're losing, and we're concerned that we're going to take bad shots. And so there is a delicate balance of what Tyler's referred to is when we drive it or we get the double team on the interior by getting the ball in the post, which is Rick Barnes' MO. He wants the ball to go inside first. Then when they kick it out or make the extra pass, we got to have guys that make a standstill jump shot. If you watch really good basketball teams and good players, they can make standstill jump shots and they drive it and rip and get to the basket. We don't need all the other extra stuff. And that's where Nate struggled in that first game, whereas he was over dribbling, taking tough shots. And now if we can have those standstill jump shooters, because they're going to have to double the interior, they're going to have to help on Jakobi straight line drives, then all of a sudden our ceiling gets a lot higher.
Very good.